Hey everyone. Hey guys. Welcome to my channel. 2025, new year, new me, it's happening. I'm starting a YouTube channel. So not welcome back, just welcome. Today I'm gonna go through some cute crochet and knitting ideas and maybe some sewing ones as well. I'm not a big sewer. I have tried, I've failed many a time, definitely something I should practice in 2025. But for now, knitting, crochet, I feel like it's so hard to find knitting and crochet patterns that are like actually cool and not just, I feel like the demographic is above what a lot of crocheters actually are. So I'm compiling everything I've found through Pinterest, through websites, through other YouTube videos, like other channels that reference people. Everything is gonna be in here. And I'm gonna be knitting a little hood, which is gonna be number one on the list now, because I started this. I was gonna make a video about this, and then I was gonna make a video about jumper that I was knitting, and then I gave up on the jumper because it was mohair and I was using like 8mm needles and it was just an absolute nightmare. I was like, you know what, I need something with a bulkier yarn and smaller needles, because this is actually the second thing I've ever knitted in my life. I actually think I'm doing pretty well for that. Like, I don't think it's bad at all. I'm feeling like it's pretty uniform. Also, I just do prefer knitting to crochet. I don't know that I enjoy the actual process more, but I way prefer the items you get from it. I feel like crochet is always kind of bulky. So this is what I'm trying to overcome, because I'm like, so little backstory. I did know how to knit back when I was in like year 5, but I was like 8, so obviously I didn't knit very well, and I also didn't knit very nice stuff. If I can find a picture of anything, I'll post it, but I don't think I will. So the muscle memory's there, like I get the basics, but I've never knit anything like actual, like a whole project or anything, and I haven't knit at all since then. I then jumped into a jumper that I found on Will and the Gang, which I'll mention, and in my opinion, I nailed it. Sorry, this isn't it, don't worry. But it's a little beige jumper. I will post a picture of that there. Love it, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'm made to be a knitter, because I would never have crocheted that in my life. Like, that would take me A, ages, B, it would be so bulky, like not sit right. So knitting's the way forward for me. And then because I've been knitting for years and years, crocheting for years and years, I know how to do that, and I don't think I'm going to lose that skill, so I can then just focus on knitting for now. And then I've got both skills, so if I ever want to make a granny square or like do some weird like lace or anything, I know how to crochet as well. So I'm just expanding my skill set, to be honest. But anyway, on to the video. I will actually mention some patterns that I like. Not all of them are gonna have patterns, a couple of them will, but most of them will just be ideas. I'll try and source some patterns and put them, if I do find any, then I'll put them in the description. But for now, I'll mention ideas that I found on Pinterest, because I haven't found patterns for them, TBH. So you can then go and take inspo. And I know a lot of people freehand as well. I'm definitely a freehander over a pattern girl, so that's why I don't look for patterns really. And this is completely free-handed, which is kind of nuts because it's my second ever knitted thing, so I'm kind of praying it comes out as I hope. So anyway, moving on to the actual subject of the video. Number one is these little knitted hoods. I think, well, you definitely can do these in crochet as well, but I prefer them in knit just because it's like, I do think it needs a flimsier fabric, and I feel like you're never going to get that really with crochet unless you go so small with the thread and the needle or the hook, whatever. So I feel like you're never going to get the same look. Although, I mean, come back to me on that one, because I'm knitting this and right now it's looking quite rigid anyway, but that will be my fault because I'm using small needles with a big yarn. But I do think knitting, I mean, everyone I've seen is knitted. Like, everyone that I've seen, every hood that I've seen and liked has been knitted, definitely. So do with that information what you will. But I just love them. I think for winter and even autumn, such a vibe. Also, like, I don't think you can beat like either a leather jacket or like a black puffer with a colourful hood and some jeans. Sorry, sue me. And then you also, because you're making it yourself, you can make every colour. So I've got red. I'm really praying this lasts me because I've only got one ball. And then I've got a baby blue somewhere. I don't know where it's gone. I have a baby blue yarn, kind of similar colour to this. Love. So I'm gonna make another one in that if this works out. I just think, like, and then you've got like 4 outfits out of 4 balls of yarn. Sorted. So I'm obsessed, frankly. The only issue with them, which I found with everyone that I've tried on in shops, I've never bought one because I was like, there's no point. Like, I know I can make this. I'm not gonna cave in and buy one. But the only issue is for me, I have massive hair. I know it doesn't look like it now, but it's all tied up at the back. But I've got really big curly hair, and I have had trouble fitting it into the hood without it like pulling it around and looking like I've got like some weird tumour in my head. So I don't know how I'm gonna fix that. I'm thinking braids, maybe just like plaits down with like 2 bits out to make sure that people know that I'm still female and I have hair. Might work, who knows. But that's number 1, hoods. Love them, obsessed. I could make millions, I think, and I will if I get there in time. This is taking me forever though, because it's a very small needle. Right, switching it up, talking spring, summer, vest tops. I love a crochet vest top. You can't really do a knit vest, well, you can, I'm sure you can. Like, that was such an ignorant thing to say. As a crocheter, I believe that crochet is better for vest tops, for tank tops, whatever, because you can get a really sturdy fabric with crochet if you want to. And I used to have a little line of clothes that I sold, and had bikini tops and tank tops as part of that line. And both of them gave me crazy support, like better support than most of the bras I own. I loved them, they were so flattering. So I'm gonna lean towards crochet on this one, but I do know you can knit them as well. I will post a couple of pictures of what I mean, and I'll post a picture of the one that I designed and sold. And that one's super easy. I literally did. You can search up bra cups crochet or whatever, but I did chain 12, and then you go search it up. This is not gonna be a good description. The chain 12, I then work my way around the chain in single crochet, and at the top of the chain you do 3, as in like do 3 in the same stitch, and then keep going down and do the same thing every time. You'll end up with like the perfect cup, and you can make it as big as you want. Obviously you can keep going, you can stop early, like whatever. I always did it to like completely cover my boob because I felt a bit weird with like already crochet's kind of holy, so I was like and I did that with DK with a 3mm hook, I think, maybe 3.5, and then the bottom bit I just did Solomon's knot all around, like just a big rectangle, and then I left it untied at the back and joined it to the chain at the bottom, the strap at the bottom, and then it was like an open back. I've described that so poorly. You will definitely be able to find a pattern, not for that specific top because I designed it. As far as I'm aware, there aren't any similar ones, but you could definitely find something similar. And you can, I mean, like, I know not everyone's a freehander, but I feel like it's fairly self-explanatory. Once you see it, you're like, yeah, if you know how to do the bra cups, and you can learn how to do Solomon's knot. It's kind of self-explanatory, I think. Okay, moving on to super generic, but I have a pattern for this one, which is the Monday sweater from Petite Knit. Love. I haven't made it, but I've seen so many TikToks go around. I'm desperate to make it, I just don't have the materials, and I'm like, I should probably use up what I've got because I've got so much yarn. I should definitely use up what I've got before I buy more. So that's the plan. But I love the Monday sweater. I love it. Like, I actually think there's nothing better than like a plain, nice knitted crew neck. I mean, look at me. This is my boyfriend's, it's not even mine, and it's not handmade. It's definitely not handmade. But I love the Monday sweater. And also, like, the thing I love, like, obviously it's self-explanatory, but the thing I love about knitting is that you can do what you want with it. Like, if you wanted to make it stripy, you could. If you wanted to make it, I've seen one cobalt blue, that was amazing, loved it. You could make it white, you could have like any colour you want. Like, it's so personalised, and I love that for it. Love it for that. Because you can do whatever you want with it. I love it. It's like whatever you're picturing, you can make. Like, obviously once you get good, and I'm not good at knitting by any means, or I don't think I am. I feel like I'm pretty slow, although I have no reference because all of the videos of people knitting are sped up, so I'm like, I don't know. So you can see what speed I knit at. Tell me if I, tell me in the comments if I knit slowly. And on that same note of jumpers, there are two from Wool and the Gang that I love. Audrey sweater, which is actually the one I made. I got the pattern on John Lewis instead of on Wool and the Gang because I didn't want the kit. Like, I know about like the environment and being economical, but I am a student, so I got acrylic yarn. Sue me, hands up, I bought acrylic yarn from Hobbycraft, and I then just made the pattern with that yarn. And I mean, it worked perfectly, obviously. I bought like chunky yarn like it said to, but I didn't buy from Wool and the Gang. It's so expensive, it is, and I know it's like a small business and I should be supporting it. I did buy the pattern from them, so they're making some money from me, but it was only £5. But I don't have the money to be spending £110 on a kit for knitting when I can buy the same thing. I think I spent £60 on that shop, and I also bought loads of fake mohair, which I love. Sorry, ignore the state of this ball, but look at this. Oh my god. So good. That's also acrylic. I think it's acrylic and wool. And I bought all of that plus circular needles, a circular cord, and straight needles for £60. So I'm like, realistically, am I going to be spending £110 on one kit? Probably not, though. And I'm glad I didn't as well, because I only used about 5 skeins rather than 8 like it said it was going to send me, and I would have nothing to buy. I don't have anything to do with this, but at least it was only like £2 of all, so what's the difference? And this was the yarn I used, Everyday Chunky in Dye 106. Loved it, love it. I'm going to embroider it as well. I'll post a picture of it. But that was the Audrey sweater from Wool and the Gang, and love. The other one from Wool and the Gang that I'm going to link as well, which I haven't got around to knitting because I didn't realise you can't buy the pattern separately for this one, which I feel like is kind of scammy from Wool and the Gang. Sorry, like I get like you're meant to buy it, you're meant to support it, whatever. But I feel like they'd make a lot more turnover if they had just the patterns as well. Like you could opt in to just buy the patterns. So I feel like it's kind of stupid on their part, but whatever. I bought all the yarn for this jumper. I think it's called the Hardy sweater. I will put pictures of it. Love the jumper. Then after I bought the yarn, learned that you can't buy the pattern separately. So now I've got a lot of mohair yarn, no idea what to do with it, and I don't love knitting with it if I don't know what I'm doing. Like, it's one of the only things where I feel like I need a pattern for it, because I feel like it's so versatile that I just like, there are too many options. I'm like, don't know where to look. But I might make a couple beanies, I don't know, maybe crochet some. I prefer crocheting with mohair than I do knitting. But yeah, that's like the jumpers section for me over. I feel like I could link millions, but then those are my 3 favourite, I think. I've also got a jumper I'll post pictures of that I crocheted, which I fully freehanded, just 2 rectangles for the front and back and 2 rectangles for the sleeves, sew it all together, sorted, and that was just like super spur of the moment. It took me like 2 days. Love it. I still wear it now. There is no pattern because I freehanded it. Sorry, sue me. Onto beanies. I don't have patterns. I freehand all of my beanies. I'll post some pictures of mine and I'll post some pictures of the ones I've seen around on Pinterest, which I love. A couple honourable mentions. I have this beanie, which I sold on my shop as well, which I think it's just 11 or 12 single crochets into a magic loop, and then just like standard increase, like 2 increase every stitch and then increase 1, you know the one for crochet, and that would be pretty much the same for every beanie pattern you find ever for crochet, I think. And then you just keep crocheting until you reach like your desired length, and that was it. And it's so simple, so easy, and love it. And it barely takes any time as well. And like obviously you can experiment with yarn weight and hook sizes, and I've done a couple which didn't work out, but my go-to for everything crochet, I think, is DK yarn 3mm hook, because I just feel like it's perfect. Like it's like not too chunky, it's not too time consuming, like it's just like the perfect middle ground. So that's what I do for everything, so that's what I've used in mine. And then a couple honourable mentions. I did the pool beanie that I saw on Pinterest. I freehanded that as well. I just did white in the middle and then I think I did red around the outside, and then just embroidered with a crochet hook. I slip stitch. I don't know if that's normal. I've actually had this dilemma because I have a jumper, the jumper I made, the Audrey sweater, I want to embroider like a doggy on the front. I was like, so cute, so cute. And then I was like, how do you do this on knit? Can you, with crochet, I just slip stitch over wherever I want it to be. And I don't know if that's a thing in knitting. So I'm gonna search that up, or let me know. But anyway, that was my present for my boyfriend who loves pool, for Christmas. Just a little stocking filler. He loved it. He wears it every time he plays pool. It's like his lucky hat now. And love the stripy ones, love the mohair ones, love them all. I have made a mohair beanie right here. I almost sold it, but never got around to it because I was like, it took me a long time because it's mohair, so I had to do like a smaller hook and everything. I don't really want to sell that. And also it's just like, it was dangerous because when you brush out mohair, sometimes it breaks. And I was like, I don't want to be making loads of beanies and then have to brush them and they break, and I'd be so sad. So I never sold that one. But I have done one mohair beanie in my life, and that's probably what I should do with all the yarn that I've got. I've got a lot of yarn, mohair yarn to use, so I will probably make some more in the near future with that. Next up, trousers. This is a small section because I have never really looked into knit trousers. I don't think I have any knit trousers, and I've never attempted to crochet or knit trousers because I feel like it's a bit of a feat. Mind the pun. I've never tried that because it feels massive, and I have a really short attention span, so I need something fairly small. Like I have to finish it in like max a week. But I have seen these knit trousers all over my Pinterest. Every time I see them, I'm like, love those. I've seen so many angles. Like I know the trousers inside and out now. I just don't know that I'd ever be able to make them. And also that's a lot of yarn. So I don't think I'll be making those, but I do think they're really cool, and I really think you could do a lot with them. Like you could have stripy ones, you could have plain ones, you could go like cream and have a like nice clean girl aesthetic. Love it, love that. But anyway, yeah, trousers, not for me, but I do think they're cool, so they get a little honourable mention. And on that note, shorts. I can't remember the creator's name, but there's a TikToker. She posts, you probably know what I'm talking about, she was everywhere for me, I don't know about you guys, but she posts so many shorts. She's got so many shorts. She must have made hundreds of pairs. I love them, and they're really simple to make, like deceptively simple to make. I made mine here. I didn't ever sell those either, but they were gonna be sold. I couldn't sell them. It's not my pattern. I don't think I used a pattern actually, but I took inspo, and they're very, very similar to hers. I was like, I can't sell those, but loved those. The only thing I would say is I don't know, I've never done knit ribbing before, but the crochet ribbing, let me know if you guys have like a solution for this, but I can't figure out for the life of me how you make crochet ribbing that doesn't just stretch out the first time you wear them and then never go back. Like I've done everything possible to overcome the problem, never found anything that's worked. Every time I can't wear those trousers, those shorts anymore because the ribbing does just like immediately as soon as I wear them just like loose, and I'm like, do I make it tighter? But then like the ribbing's gonna lose its definition. I don't know. So if you guys have solutions for that, I'm sure I could search it up in like 2 seconds, but I just have never got around to it. So story of my life really, isn't it? For the last section, I'm gonna do little accessories and little home items because I feel like there are a couple, but like there aren't enough to do that. They have their own like section each. So honorable mention, this little tissue box holder thing. I feel like you could do this for a lot of things, like anything boxy you could do it for. I forgot that I was meant to be knitting, honestly. Gave up on it, I can't talk and knit. But yeah, I feel like you could do that for any box shaped thing, but I really like it. I haven't made it yet, but it feels like the perfect scrap yarn project because you could literally use any yarn, and I feel like they go well together. So that will be like next on either me or my mum's to make list, because we're both obsessed. Next up, these little key things. I feel like they're so silly, but like I kind of love them. I just think they're so ugly, but like they're ugly cute. Like they're like, I can't help but like every time I see them I'm like, I want those. Desperately I want those. And I think they're knit as well. I haven't made them. for some reason I remember going on the pattern and thinking that's not for me, but I don't know why. It might have been because it was knit and it was before I'd started knitting. Love. So silly, so cute. I will talk about fingerless gloves as well. Love fingerless gloves. I actually made a career out of fingerless gloves because they were my first ever item I sold and they popped the hell off. And mine, I will spill the secret because the shop's not really going anymore. I'm just like, I'm kind of chilling with it. Like, I'm not advertising or anything, but every now and then I get an order through. I'm like, oh yay. But it is literally just chain 34. And then eventually, well, you can see in my pictures how many rows I do, I can't remember exactly. Eventually you just skip like 6 stitches and chain instead, and then just carry on until the end of the glove. And I feel like you could do that many different ways. I mean, essentially it's just rectangles with a hole in. So super simple, and I love those gloves. I have so many pairs, obviously, because there was a time when I was just constantly making them. So I have a lot of pairs and I do wear them. And everyone that bought them, like a lot of my friends bought them as well, and they love them. They wear them a lot, so love those. I feel like they're so simple, they're so quick to make. I could make a pair of gloves now in like an hour because it just became muscle memory completely for me. But love those. Next up on my list is little AirPod Max, like little bows and accessories, like otherwise. I love them. I do really think they're really cute. I don't know that they're a bit of me. I feel like I love looking at them, but I don't know that I'd wear them. But they're definitely up there with, like, for me in terms of I really like the look of them, and I feel like you can have some fun with those as well. Like the same as everything else. Like, you could make little matching ones to whatever colour your headphones are. Like, I've got green ones, so I could make green bows. That could be so cute. And I've seen little like ogre ears and like little cat ears. I feel like you could do a lot with those. So they get a little honourable mention as well. I feel like we've got a lot of honourable mentions and not many actual just like patterns. That's kind of how I roll. There's a lot of there are a lot of things you could do with the AirPod covers, is what I'm trying to say, and the same with general like tech accessories. I feel like laptop sleeves fall into that category as well. Like, I'd love a crochet or a knit laptop sleeve. I feel like that's another really good scrap yarn idea. I think that's it. I'm trying to rack my brain to make sure I haven't missed any out. I mentioned the embroidery on the sweater as well. I love the embroidered sweater vibe in terms of like super, what's the word? Super rustic, like super like handmade vibes, but I love that. Like, I think it's so handmade that it looks shop bought, and that's a compliment in my mind. I know a lot of people don't like to say that their thing looks shop bought, but that's a compliment. You're saying it looks like a machine has made this and people have bought it. I'll take that. I will absolutely take that. But yeah, I think that's it for my list. It wasn't the most organised list in the world, but it's there for anybody who wants it. The other website I will mention is Yarn Girls. It's spelt funny, so I'll type it out here. Super cool designs. Like, it's very like colourful vibes. Kind of like reminds me of London-y downtown girl vibes. So that's a whole different vibe to what I was trying to cover, at least. I feel like I leaned more towards the like clean girl vibe, although I do love colour every now and then, especially in knitwear actually. Like, I don't wear much colour in terms of like the basics, but like I have like dark jeans, white top, and then like a super colourful cardigan. That's kind of my vibe. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you've taken something from this video as well. Like, I hope you've seen something and you're like, that's gonna go on my list, because this is my whole list. So I don't think I've missed anything in terms of like my knit to-dos. So I hope you can take something from this at least. But I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully.